Dr. Quinn, thank you for joining us.
Hey, thank you for having me.
California health officials have confirmed at least 15 total cases. What do you know about this?
Well, right now, the data is coming in, and it's coming in very rapidly. The major concern with this new subvariant of the Omicron variant is the fact that it's harder to detect. Specifically, the test, the rapid test, the PCR, you can still detect that someone that's very ill has coronavirus, but the identifying that it's the specific Omicron variant takes another step other than the original Omicron. So it's a little bit harder to detect. Also, it's being noted that in Europe and other countries, it's spreading very rapidly. So that brings about quite a concern that this particular subvariant might be more infectious. So right now, the scientific community, we're watching the data and we're just trying to keep the public updated as much as possible.
Is there any evidence on the effects of the new variant, like the symptoms? Are they any different than what we've already been experiencing with the Omicron that we know?
Right now, the silver lining is that so far, the reported cases, it seems to be very similar to the current Omicron or the past Omicron, the main variant, the subvariant, which is good because as you remember, the Omicron typically presents with less symptoms, less severity, meaning that if someone contracted Omicron, there's less of a chance that they'll end up in the hospital or the ICU and or losing their life compared to the Delta variant, which was much more virulent or deadly. So this is very encouraging to know that this subvariant is not more virulent or the research so far is not pointing in that direction.
So I'm assuming then that, like the Omicron, that the current one that most of us are very familiar with now, that the vaccine is important and it is helping with this new variant also.
Most definitely. I mean, overwhelmingly, the research, the data, the proof has presented itself over and over again. If an individual has been vaccinated and if they're eligible for their booster and they've received their boosters, they have a much higher level of protection within their bodies. So if they contract coronavirus, which would be considered a breakthrough infection because they've been vaccinated, they've done everything they're supposed to do, but they still get a coronavirus infection with the Delta variant, the previous variants, or with the current Omicron variants, the subgroups to include the BA1 and the BA2, which is that stealth variant we're talking about today, the protection is there. They have so much less of a chance of getting severely ill, ending up in the hospital, and or losing your life. So the take home from that is get vaccinated if you have not already done so. And if you're eligible for your booster, get boosted because this is the most guaranteed way to best protect yourself during this pandemic.
Okay. Dr. Quinn, thank you as always for being with us. Good information. I'm sure we'll be back with you as we learn more about this new subvariant. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.